All right. Been a minute. Haven't been sleeping good, so I've been out of the charts lately. Took some small trades today and yesterday, both tiny losses, so basically one regular loss. Um, but yeah, I'm just gonna do a quick analysis today, just to finish today, and that way tomorrow I can come in with this already in mind and add on to what I'm seeing. So, um, why I'm continuing to push higher so far this week. We have that big displacement candle last week, um, whereas ES has failed below this low or this last week's wick. Nasdaq since taken it, creating a weird SMT there. But I think what we want to see is the opposite happen and ES break the high and the SMT for the short if we're going to get that. But yeah, YM breaking higher, big new week opening gap there. Russell is actually the weakest. Um, interestingly enough, we are coming off of a confirmed um, bullish SMT on YM compared to the Nasdaq and ES at the lows. So I do expect both of these to at least continue pushing a little bit higher, especially ES onto the high. So that is at least a bias for the weekly candles, the incoming weekly candles. I'm just gonna take a note of that real quick. Yes. You know what? We actually got the move last week. I'm mixing that up. But either way, yeah, I do expect Nasdaq to continue higher too. And so yeah, that kind of conforms with that same idea anyways. So yeah, it looks like Russell's being weak. Russell's already taken this previous high. Nasdaq has not. To the daily chart, let's see what's happened so far. So we've just continued to take out daily candle wicks, daily candle highs. ES looks like it wants to take this high. And we had a divergence play there too, but that's not the one that we normally like to see. We want to see ES manipulate lower. But Nasdaq was the only one to do that, obviously besides Russell. So that's a divergence there. Russell making a lower wick, breaking the prior lows, even from the big displacement candle on Thursday. The Russell looking pretty weak so far, but it is just manufacturing so far. So yeah, nothing clear on the daily. We've just taken out liquidity on both sides on Nasdaq. Little fair value gap there probably gets filled. Nothing super clean. All right, now we have a little bit of structure here. Russell's got these old relative equal highs just on a smaller time frame here. Same thing with these ones. We'll mark that out. And it came down into this accumulation range. So I think that this could be actually a bottom, possibly. Hard to say. The daily has wicked Thursday's low. feel like we'd have to zoom in to see for sure. But we've just continued to make higher lows here on the Dow and lower lows here on Russell. So maybe as soon as that breaks or something, maybe. But then we got relative equal highs here. We're working out on ES. We could consolidate a little bit and then take those possibly. But yeah, bullishly, we had nothing super clear on the 4 hour. So we'd have to still go lower to see like what a bias would be. ES had this candle rebalanced this balanced price range. We have a 1 hour market structure shift here. Displacement came down and wicked that. We could totally come down and take out some liquidity still, but we do have relative equal highs here on NASDAQ, even though we did slightly take them and expect them to be fully swept at some point. And if we use like bodies, it's a little bit cleaner. So yeah, it looks like we are we did have a manipulation here, and then here we actually had a bullish lower low on YM, which is where I was actually short. Could have taken profits there, I guess, but I wasn't up enough. But if I had dialed in my entry, maybe I would have been. So interesting. And now we've taken a high. But yeah, not enough for me to be confident in anything still. Russell still had this move down, failed shift here, so kind of an interesting area. Obviously, we came down and looks like we tagged this order block. So that was my reasoning for why this could actually be a bottom finally here. One thing that we want to see is maybe these guys create a lower low and Russell to actually show relative strength there. And then that would be a possible long in the Russell. We have so many smooth lows, trend line, liquidity. So thinking we would obviously take those for easy targets on longs. But yeah, obviously very short term long bias. I think we take out these highs. We go to the flow. It is very bearish, but we do have a little bit of buying into the close, which makes me think that we could rally into the open and then we sell off on the news tomorrow. That's kind of my bias right now. Same thing on NASDAQ. We do have some call matching price here with puts definitely on top. And then we did have that nice move up in the holdings as well. So I think we are bearish. I think we just need the news tomorrow or the open to send this lower. And we need to take out these relative equal highs, probably this high here on NASDAQ too. And we'll look for something symmetrical, look for some sort of SMT at the highs and get short into that. So that's the bias. I don't think I need to look even lower on the lower time frames. If that doesn't happen tomorrow, then yeah, that's where the lower time frame will probably be more important. But with all of the net premiums and market tide, I think that that's a very clear play we took out. We have this SMT here, so I think that we're just waiting for this to meander higher, sweeping, because we have relative equal highs here now. We got, yeah, we just have a lot of liquidity to super obvious targets. So if we came lower first, then I would actually be looking for maybe a long into highs. So yeah, that's the bias for tomorrow. And we don't have a red folder. We have orange folders though. And I think those will be enough to give us some answers. We got two orange folders at 10 a.m. and then 10:30, so after the open. So open tomorrow should be very interesting. I think that's where we may get a move. I'll be here before that the news embargo because sometimes that's where the manipulation happens. And yeah, that's the plan. So see you tomorrow.